Can we go away with hard cataract and narrow pupil? Probably yes. You can see here hard cataract with a narrow pupil, but if we follow the rules that we make wide groove in the area that we see, you have to see well, using the vertical chopper facilitates that you always work in the area that you see it. And making a deep and wide groove let you see exactly where the fibers are preventing you from cracking. So actually, you don't need the wide pupil, you don't need the pupil dilators, you don't need expanders of the pupil. Of course, some people will prefer to use this, but this is just to show you that you can, if you follow the rules, you can really deal with these cases in a very systematic way, reproducible way. You see the exposure of the tip. If it is not good, you cannot embed well. Here, I'll try to embed well. Once you go like a fork in a steak, you have to embed, and with the vertical chopping, you follow the fibers that needs to be split. Always see that everything is done under vision. See the fibers coming back, not because it's a gummy nucleus, it's only because there are still fibers preventing the splitting. So you have to look for these fibers, go after what is preventing splitting and cracking. And in this situation, I'm using very little power, maybe 30%, 40% power. You need the power here only to make a bore, so as you can embed into the nucleus. Once you embed well with high vacuum, I use 450 millimeters of mercury. In this way, you can hold the nucleus well, and you are able to split it along the lines of normal cleavage under vision. The most important thing is under vision. If you use horizontal chopping, it's much more complicated because you have to go to the equator where you don't see. Here, everything is under vision, even if you have a narrow pupil. Of course, this technique needs a little bit of experience, but you can understand the technique, do it over and over again, and it is very reproducible because everything is under vision. All the concepts that one's learn in regular cases can apply it here. Proper occlusion, proper exposure of the tip to get exposure, the proper use of the foot switch and vacuum will let you hold the lens well, so as you can crack it into smaller and smaller pieces. In such cases, you have a lot of things to fear about. You don't want to go and work in the anterior chamber so as to insult the corneal endothelium, because this is a lengthy procedure. And at the same time, you fear the posterior capsule, and that's why everything has to be done under vision. So, after doing or removing most of the nucleus, and the pupil is coming even smaller and still is a good chunk of the nucleus, you can learn to play things safe. Very little ultrasound. The nucleus part is entrapped behind the iris. There's very little ultrasound, just feeding the nucleus into the tip. And now there is a moment that you can say it's enough to continue with the phaco tip, inject viscoelastic, protect the cornea, push the posterior capsule backwards, get the nucleus, what is remaining of the nucleus, into the anterior chamber. And you can use a very useful tool I always use when I need, which is you can use the Capsulorhexis forceps. So you can hold, it's very useful to hold and manipulate nucleus fragments. Even you can fragment the nucleus into smaller pieces, whether with the Capsulorhexis forceps alone, or together with phaco chopper. Here, the corneal endothelium protected with viscoelastic, viscodispersive here. The nucleus remnants are present. I enlarged a little bit of the wound, injecting viscoelastic again, checking behind the iris if there is any other fragments. And then dealing with these parts. Of course, I can go with the phaco tip now and remove these fragments. This is an option. The drawback of this option is that I would work near the cornea, and there is no need to do this. I can get away with these fragments. So plenty of viscoelastic always, protecting the endothelium, creating pressure that you can deliver these fragments outside of the wound that was a little bit enlarged to maybe 3 millimeters. And this is some trick to deal with fragments without jeopardizing the posterior capsule. So you can get away with this small pupil if you don't have any pupil expanders.